Committee on Parole's call to order today is July 20th, Thursday, 10:03 at 10:04 a.m. My name is Brennan Kelsey. Along with me is Mr. Alvin Roche and Mr. Pete Freeman will be your panel. Explain the process to you, read some information to the record, have a parole interview, ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. We are located at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is Caldwell Parish. With the staff and support at Caldwell, please introduce yourself.
Joseph Pounders.
No staff and support.
This is Lieutenant Tatum from Caldwell Transportation.
And this is Kylie Hendricks, Transition Specialist.
All right, thank you. Now ready for our first case. All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Joseph Pounders, 773-844.
All right. Hey, Joseph, you heard the introductions. We're going to ask you some questions and you can respond at the end. You can make a statement. We'll take a vote.
Yes, sir.
After I read information to the record, Joseph Pounders, DOC number 773-844, first class offender, parole eligibility date 7/5/2023, not eligible for good time, full term 3/6/2030, a 10-year sentence for carnal knowledge. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
34.
How many years have you been incarcerated?
Almost 3.5.
On a 10-year sentence?
Yes, sir.
And what's your education level? Do you have a GED or high school diploma?
No, sir, not yet.
What grade did you drop out of school in?
I got 7-year education.
Why'd you drop out?
Should be honest, I don't even remember.
Just work.
After
Right.
school, so I went to homeschool, then Christian school.
You just kind of quit and went on. Huh? Well, what have you been doing since you've been in there? You have any disciplinary write-ups?
No, sir, I ain't got nothing.
So have you taken any classes like sex offender treatment or any stuff like that?
I tried to get into it, but I ain't got one yet.
Ain't got into it yet. Well, yeah, that's gonna be a problem for me because for this charge, you're gonna have to take those classes. Maybe we can get you moved, or if you have them there, maybe they can get you in there because you need those classes. Lieutenant, you have any information for us?
No, sir. He's in the back dorm, so I really don't have any contact with him. He's in the back dorm, but I just know he hadn't had any write-ups, anything like that.
Okay.
And from the programs aspect, he is a low-risk offender, and given his time, I can't actually refer him to sex offender treatment until he's a little bit shorter. In order for me to get him to sex offender treatment with his current release date, it would need to be a recommendation by the parole board. I can't refer based off of parole eligibility dates.
Right. What's the time frame for you to refer?
Typically speaking, they request that we submit referrals about 3 years short. This is a
Okay.
year-long program, and for a sex offender, I can refer them to reentry at 1 year short.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me about the crime. What was the deal there? I mean, what happened, Joseph?
And so I was shooting my girlfriend. I was living with her. She was actually living with me. And so when we was outside, so I put her mom wanted to living with her. She was dating my brother at the time, and she wanted me to go get her, and so she would never come back to the house and stuff. And that when she called the cops on me, and I didn't even do nothing until I put my hands on her.
Well, you got a carnal knowledge charge, so you got a felony charge, so something happened.
Reading, so she read 17, and so my lawyer wanted me to take this plea, so I had a shorter time.
Okay, so you were 19, she was 17 at the time?
Oh no, I was so she was 17, I was like 30 at the time.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what's your plans if you were to be released? Where would you go? What would you do?
I live with my brother. We live in Monroe. Just me and him. I go
Do you
back with my brother.
Can you work or do you work or no?
I plan on getting. I get like just to be check out there.
You
And
do?
I plan on trying to get turned back on, and so if I can, if not, I try find me a job to do. I'm capable of working. I ain't got no problem with that.
So, all right. We'll hear from now, Ms. Daniels. Would you like to make a statement? Is she on the phone?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, well, you go ahead and speak if you'd like to make a statement to the board. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you if you. Board.
So he stated that at the time we were dating. That is not true. He also said that he never put his hands on me, never did anything to me. That's also not true. And they took me to the hospital after the police picked him up, and they had evidence of what he had did to me.
Yes. Yes. I don't know.
Okay. Is that it?
And he also, when the police had arrived, when I was running away from him, they saw him put his hands on me. That's when they detained him.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your comments. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you for your comments. All right, Judge, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Go ahead.
And so that's not true what she was saying. So none of that didn't happen. That's a lie. I didn't do none of that crap. That's a lie. What she's saying. I didn't put my hands on her or nothing like that. And we was dating at the time.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your comment. Now I'm fair to vote. I vote today. Judge, you got some work to do, man. You got to try to get some, you will take some classes while you're there, whatever classes they'll allow you. Try to get it some sex offender when you're allowed to. You got victim opposition, law enforcement opposition. You need some work. My vote is to deny. Mr. Roche?
Mr. Kelsey, my vote is denied based upon a lack of rehabilitative program.
Mr. Freeman?
My vote is the same, and if needed, I order that he goes to sex offender treatment. I've never heard that we had to order it, but I do order it.
Yeah, we'd like, if y'all could go ahead and schedule him out and see if you can get him into sex offender treatment, get something for him instead of him just sitting there. Just try to get him some type of sex offender treatment. And so we're putting it on the record if that's what you guys need. So, ma'am.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. We have 3 votes to deny today. Your parole's been denied. Good luck to you. We'll adjourn at Caldwell Parish no, I'm sorry. We got one more at Caldwell Parish.
Yes, sir. We're getting him now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good job, Jen.
Cockroach. Pathetic. He I believe was lying through his teeth. What I don't understand is that, he got the carnal knowledge charge and 10 years, but she's 17, which is the age of consent in Louisiana. So I'm guessing that it was a plea deal that he took carnal knowledge, because it's not carnal knowledge with a juvenile, it's carnal knowledge. And instead of forcible, I don't want to say a YouTube thing, but instead of the other thing that it would be for forcing yourself on someone. That's my guess, and next thing that I want to point out is shame on the board. Shame on the board for not treating the victim with respect. I just did not appreciate that. I mean, Mr. Kelsey literally, when she was talking, was like, anything else? You know, just so nonchalant. And I like his style. I like how he grooves, but you gotta change the tone in this scenario. Here you have someone who is being brave, who is getting up here and doing something that we so often see not happen. And she's alone. The assistant district attorney's not here. There's no one else here. And she gets up, and I did hear someone whispering to her what to say, but that could have been a mother or a friend just reminding her because she's nervous. And she got up and did what she had to do to keep him locked up, and she didn't know that they weren't going to parole him. And they should have given her a pat on the back. And you know, Mr. Roche, I thought being the victim's advocate might do that, but no, they didn't. And sometimes that, you know, I think if one of the women on the board were on the board, they would have done it. I think at least Miss Jackson and Miss Wise would have, if not Miss Renatza. Miss Renatza is kind of like Mr. Kelsey in a way with her style. But yeah, I'm upset. But if Miss Daniels is watching, I think all of us here at Mandu appreciate what you've done and congratulate you for being brave to get up there. And I thought he did some threatening, you know, but when she came up, he went and he cracked his neck. I mean, if that wasn't a flex, and he, you know, was making faces, and I mean, dude, you took a plea deal. You knew you were guilty. You're spending 10 years in prison, man. You're gonna have to register. Like, yeah, okay, you were just an innocent person. You just took a deal. BS. What kind of creep is 30 years old is dating a 17-year-old anyways? And she said we weren't even dating. So, you know what happened. He obviously assaulted her in a sexual nature, as Dr. Grande says. I guess if he can get away with it on YouTube, maybe we can too. But cockroaches come in all shapes and sizes. And man, you could just see his like greasy hair and his mannerisms. Now the thing is about I thought that it was political justice or karma that they said in this jail that he's in that they couldn't give him the classes, the programs that he needed. And I thought that's just a wonderful thing because, when he takes the deal, they say, you'll get a 10-year sentence, but don't worry, you'll get parole opportunity after 3 and you'll get out. You'll serve 30% of your sentence. But then he gets in there and they're like, well, you can't take a program until you've served 7 years. And then it's kind of like a catch, right? They're like, you'll get parole after 3, but you'll never get out because you can't even take your programs until 7. At least in this specific Caldwell, I think it's the jail, not even the prison. Which, if you have to spend 10 years suspended in jail, it's even more of a nightmare than to spend it in prison. But but the board actually went ahead and ordered it. Which come on, Mr. Freeman, why? You should have just let him suffer because he would have been forced to basically, I think, serve basically all of the 10 years. And now they're going to get to put him in. But they did pass a new law, or it's passing soon, that does require offenders of this nature to wait 5 years for a parole hearing instead of 2. So it could be that we'll still get the last laugh here. Love to hear your thoughts. Please do the YouTube thing. And with that, I'll let you go.